Alright, what's good YouTube? Asian Persuasion here with my boy Slim, here at YCS Dallas, here with top 32 duelists. What's your name and what you play, man?
I'm Marcello Barberi, I come from Italy. Some of you might recognize me as the European champion. I got third at Worlds as well this year. I came here this weekend with a few friends. We had the opportunity, we also went to the New York regional last weekend, and yeah, we enjoyed America a lot. I think I'm going back for a few events in like 2018 or like later on.
Okay.
I played the SPYRAL, of course, nothing to say, it was the best deck of course for the event, but I wanted to make my own version of it, and since I thought everyone was just going first, playing a few entrops, like maybe 7 or whatever, I wanted to go second. That's what I did. So I played 13 entrops in the main deck and just choose second all the time, and that way I could actually, yeah, I mean, have an advantage over them, and I only won 3 die roll in the Swiss, so that worked out great.
Perfect.
Yeah, because otherwise I probably would have been like off on day 1.
Yeah.
So yeah, we can go just to the deck profile.
Alright.
For SPYRAL monsters, we have the free super agent, the drones. This card is unfair. This card is actually unfair.
Stacking, that's legal.
Stacking those entrops, like this actually, yeah, stacking this. I don't know what they thought about. Yeah. It happens so many times that, especially after siding, when it gets awkward with like more entrops, and even just the knowledge, it's so great for this card. And of course the Quik-Fix, also unfair cards.
Very.
And yeah, the one-offs, I only have the one master plan, that's all you need. The Sleeper and the Last Resort. I also think Sleeper is probably one of the most important cards for the deck. So maybe Kaijus are actually a thing in the future, like next week at YCS London, I think I might play Kaijus for it. And yeah, whatever, that's the monsters. For other engine cards, I do have the Destrudo. This card is phenomenal, it helps other decks like ABC as well. And since I go second, the cool thing with the new errata for Unseen Fairy Dragons, not all the people know, it pops both field spells. So if you go second and you can go Unseen Fairy, you can destroy the Oracle they gave you with set rotation. So this card is actually super good to actually even hard draw, like if you get it. And still, for the same reason, last combo card is Gofu. I don't think this is particularly good going first, but going second is phenomenal. It just gives you a play that no entrops can out, aside Maxi of course, but and it makes Nigirizu with the Link Spider, which is like they call it Ignister for these Link monsters. It gets rid of any card, and you can get rid of the card that they give you with set rotation, so that's another out for set rotation. And this was insane, this is really, really good. Finally, all the old entrops, so yeah. So the Droll and Luck Birds and Maxi, these are the only sure entrops, let's say, they stop the turn. Then Ash Blossom, and this is also really standard. And next to it, the Spice Gamma, Spice Gamma and Driver, of course. I played this instead of Winter Cherries. I don't think Winter Cherries is good at all. I never liked the card. I think that only when they actually have a bad end on their own, it stops them. Otherwise, they're still able to make Sleeper or continue. And when you go first, I usually don't, but like this card can stop Droll and Luck Bird as well, and that's like game if it happens. And yeah, I mean, just eating the Helix, it's a better Ash Blossom against the Helix because it gets rid of the Helix as well. This card was insane for me. And finally, the Ghost Ogres. I don't think like this singularly is the worst entrop, but when you play like 13 entrops, you want to have 1-for-1 entrops, because otherwise you are gonna break. So having the 1-for-1 for like Drone, if they normal summon it, or the Field Spell is also really good. So yeah, I like the setup a lot. I play 30 monsters, and something to add, I do play 45 cards, not 40. Okay. There is math behind it, because when you play 13 entrops, you still have over 80% of seeing one, so I thought I could afford going a little up in the count. Okay. Spells, yeah, duplication, nothing to say. Terraformings and resorts, this card is also really unfair. And the Ravine. I do not play set rotation. The card I think is also one of, along with Drone, unfair cards in the game right now, but I go second, so I thought it's just pointless, because if they make their own set rotation, then you have like 10 fields dead against it, and I think the card is so stupid. I think looking forward, yeah, you just have to respect it so much. So if I would have gone first, of course I would have played it, but going second is pointless.
Yeah.
And finally, the bombs, let's say, Soul Charge, Foolish, and 1-for-1. These guys are all like so broken when you can resolve them.
Yeah.
And I did with this in a future match against a guy from PPG, and I just made like double firewall Imperial Order or something. Yeah.
Oh my god.
That was so stupid.
Couldn't lose
And
that.
finally, the last Spiral cards, only one big red and the mission, no utility wire at all. The thing is, going second, I don't want to break. I don't want to see like all like these cards. I only think that you need 1-on-1 because I stop them, then I make my own combo. I never use this turn 1. I always keep it engraved for the agent. I think that's the correct way to play this deck. And the utility wire is of course a good card when you go first, but when you go second, like what do you do with it? So that's why I didn't play it. So that's it for the main deck. Extra deck real quick is pretty standard. I have for 2-offs, Helix, Proxy and Firewall. And then for 1-offs we have the Spider and Nigirisu for the Gofu combo. I might have played the Borolo Dragon. I just didn't think people were, let's say, dumb enough to not respect it. And it actually came up against the guy when I was 7-0. I bluffed that I had the Borolo and a double Gofu in hand, so he destroyed all my field, and I went for the second Gofu for this. And yeah, that worked out. Yeah.
Okay.
And last Ib and the Goat Talker, so these are the only 1-offs. XYZ's Princess and this. I do not play Diddy Grow, as you see. I think that Diddy Grow is a little bit greedy. I think it is a good card, but you only resolve the combo with Diddy Grow if they don't have anything and you have like machine dupe, so you're winning that game anyway.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't think it was needed, and these two were just perfectly fine for me. Coral Dragon and this, again, Gofu and the Strudo. And finally, the Bagushka. I was kind of in a rush for the registration, so I had to put the last one in. I'm not sure about this. I did summon it twice, and I won those games, but I think I might change this in the future. I wasn't a big fan, because when you go second, like, you still don't really make it, but I didn't like that much Borolo. I didn't like Black Crows that much, so maybe Gaia is a thing I could play as well, but that's it. And finally, the side deck. So Alphabet is still for going second, and that is of course evenly matched. First of all, this card is insane. Yeah, not particularly in this meta, I feel, because this is better against non-spiral decks. It like completely kills the other decks, but against spiral, set rotation again is a really big problem for this card. So I usually didn't even side it in the mirror. Depends. Twin Twisters, they're also for non-spiral decks mostly. I was afraid of Floodgates because this deck almost loses to any Floodgate in the game, like literally Summon Limit, Mistake, Rivalry, whatever. And the 2-board wipes, also mostly for non-spiral decks and for Bagushka, #1 problem, let's say. But you can side it against ABC and what's so on. So this was the alpha of the side for going second, and the rest of the side was mostly for mind games, let's say. I started all traps, so that when my opponents were like, what is this guy doing? Is he going first or second post side deck? I could like mind trick them still. And I had 6 Solems when I was going first, and the Imperial. So I had like all the old mans, you know, upside the morning. And this worked out great, because as I said, if I lost the die roll, I knew that they didn't know my strategy of going second, so I would not side this. But if I thought they were smart enough to let me go first after siding, then I would side this in. And this worked incredibly well for me, because like I saw people like siding for 3 minutes entirely because they didn't know what was happening. So yeah, it worked out really well for me.
For sure, man.
That's it. Just shout outs, to my team, Complexity Car Gaming. Check us out on Facebook and everything else. Also to my friends, in particular Stefano Memoli, Mecozzi, and Zoppini, which are the people I tested the most with. And brief shout out has to go to my friends Forner and Marazzi, which are the guys I traveled here with from Italy. And Forner also top 16. My friend Marazzi lost in the bubble, unfortunately, but yeah, we did great, I think.
For sure, man. Well, congrats on getting a top cut, and thanks for the deck profile, man.
Thank you.